Hello everybody, thank you for joining us today. We are CA3 and we are excited to present you our startup. So, due to the growing fish demand and the limited capacity of the oceans, aquacultures are an ideal solution to satisfy the food demand, and they help combat overfishing. But the reality is that they lead to many negative externalities, for instance pollution, fish diseases and large amounts of waste. This means that they also pose a danger for the environment, biodiversity, and ecosystems. One way this problem can be solved is through the implementation of Earth observation, as it can aid in tracking changes in the water and more. However, there's still a need for a company that combines these Earth observation services with specialized consulting services for aquacultures. Here at CA3, we combine Earth observation information with industry-specific knowledge to provide tailored consulting for aquacultures. And in order to launch, we're looking for key partners to accompany us in the coming stages. This is us. Thank you for listening to our presentation. So let's get started. The team is composed of Anna, Bernardo, Maya, Marco, and myself, Cecilia.
So let's move on to phase 2, where we came up with possible solutions and filters. As our challenge is to find the most appropriate market to establish our startup, and to not be misled by any filter at an early stage, we will consider all 193 UN countries. Then, through the brainwriting method within our group, a vast number of filters were generated and organized according to the PASTEL framework. Some of the filters considered to be relevant for our startup are the Political Stability Index, Aquaculture Export, Public Environmental Awareness, Water Quality, and Ease of Doing Business. Afterwards, the list was reviewed, extended in case of new possible filter ideas, while discussing the preliminary list, and reduced in case of filters that regarded the same by one of the team members. At the end of this phase, we generated a total of 78 filters. Now, moving on to phase 3. In this phase, we will validate value by selecting both our solutions and the filters. Then we will rank the filters according to its importance. As for the selected ideas, we will continue to consider all 193 countries that are member states of the United Nations, to not eliminate any potential target market yet. In order to select our filters, the poker method was applied within the key decision makers to clarify abstract concepts. Therefore, the team discussed which filters were not relevant, suitable, or that lacked data or sources, kill. Those needed to be further looked into, review. The ones that should be expanded, multiply. And which were already relevant for our project, keep. Consequently, 11 final global filters were chosen and again organized within the PASTEL framework. As some of the generated global filters were more applicable as low-cut filters, they were transferred into a second poker method. Finally, in order to maximize the effectiveness of the value creation funnel, we ranked the 9 global filters according to its relevance for our project, from the most basic, such as FAO membership, to the most specific filter, such as aquaculture production volume and value. And this led us to Norway, the market with most potential for our startup. So we did some additional research to confirm the attractiveness of Norway as a target market for CA3. And as revealed, Norway has the second longest coastline in the world and first in Europe, with more than 100,000 kilometers and extensive marine areas rich in resources, species and habitats. It is the aquaculture production leader in Europe, reaching roughly 1.5 million tons of fish farmed in 2019, where most came from salmon production. In fact, more than a half of the world total production of salmon derives from Norway. The country is the second largest seafood exporter in the world. In 2020, it exported 1.2 million tons farmed seafood to more than 140 countries. And it is forecasted that Norway keeps enhancing its leading position in the aquaculture industry, achieving a 550 billion revenue for the sector by 2050. Moreover, sustainable oceans and the blue economy are one of the government's priorities with 3 relevant initiatives. The Aquaculture Act regulates the management and control of fish farming in order to promote the profitability and competitiveness of the industry within a sustainable development framework. A massive investment was made into the aquaculture sector as part of the Green Platform to promote the continuous sustainable growth of the industry. It provides funding for organizations engaged in the innovation-driven sustainable shift. Furthermore, the traffic light system divides Norway's coast into different colors according to its environmental sustainability. The green light means that it is allowed to increase the fish farming production. The yellow color sites should maintain the production at current levels. And the red sign indicates that aquaculture activity must be reduced. At the moment, 9 of the country's 13 production areas receive the green light.
Moving on to phase 4, which is capturing value. We start off phase 4 by selecting our target market. In order to reach a specific market, we apply the following local filters to Norway's 18 counties. Coastal area available was the first one, protected water area is the second one, aquaculture production volume and value, and lastly, number of running aquaculture licenses. Out of all of these, Northlands County was the selected one, since it has the largest coastal area, which is the main requirement for our open water AC-based services, while also producing the largest volume and value overall. Further justifying Nordland as our local county is the fact that Nordland produces 10% of the world's farmed salmon, which for CA3 represents a clear opportunity. Along with the biggest coastline and active players in aquaculture industry, Nordland's County Council has publicly aligned many regional plans with the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. It is also important to denote that Nordland was assigned as a green area in the traffic light system, meaning production will remain possible, while for example our second place in our filters, which was Trondelag, was assigned a yellow in the traffic light system, meaning production might be stopped in the near future. As part of our market entry strategy, we segmented the market per fish species and assessed that the production in Nordland consisted of mainly Atlantic salmon, cod and other fish species, as well as shellfish. Our target was then picked, and the Atlantic salmon chosen as Nordland accounts for 90% of total production of Norway's biggest export species. By creating added value from EO data to provide tailored insights and consulting, CA3 fits into the EO supply chain as a downstream provider with direct end-user contact. As industry-specific use cases based on EO data are lacking in the aquaculture industry, the startup expects the highest value created in the specific segment of applying EO data services to salmon producers in Nordland. We will then position ourselves as an EO-based consulting company for aquacultures, firstly targeting Atlantic salmon aquacultures that want to achieve sustainability through efficiency and data-driven analysis. As the local aquaculture market is occupied by three main company types: aquaculture operators, EO service providers, and consulting firms, our startup saw an opportunity to create a unique service portfolio by bundling products and services offered across all three segments and beyond, thus leveraging a blue ocean strategy to reduce competition effects and facilitate market entry. We then believe we are entering into a new industry segment by exploiting a blue ocean strategy in bundling all of our services into an innovative portfolio of high customer benefit. So, moving on to our product concept. The core business will consist of two services. First, CA3's specialized consulting service utilizing EO, paid per project, where tailored recommendations to improve the quality of fish and its environment will be provided. And secondly, through a flexible subscription, customers will have access to our Maria platform, where continuous monitoring via EO, cameras, sensors and AI, and a rating system to sustainably enhance the company's outputs will be made available in a real-time data access. Lastly, there will also be a pro bono complementary service where CA3 aims to improve local ecosystems through the Maria approach, providing data, tracking and knowledge to local NGOs and authorities. In turn, industry awareness will be raised and value-based relations will be established. Now I bring you a visual prototype of our Maria platform. It was designed in the way that the platform offers an easy-to-use and intuitive way for customers to access the Earth observation and camera images and sensor-generated data points. Further, the platform can be accessed through smartphones and tablets in order to be available also when customers are directly at the aquaculture sites and will update itself automatically. Overall, a one-step experience for the complete service portfolio is anchored inside of the Maria platform. Moving on to our marketing mix, we used both the 4Ps and 7Ps approach, but we summed it up here. Our product consists of providing customers with EO insights for aquaculture plants through a central web platform that allows the tracking and monitoring of performance and specialized consulting services. The pricing I will discuss further in the next slide, but it will be divided for the services offered. For our placement, CA3 hopes to provide a one-stop B2B e-commerce experience for all services in the Maria platform and a focus on outbound promotion by providing valuable industry insights, blog posts and newsletters online. While the initial marketing focus will be on attracting customers by including them in the development process and directly targeting focused local landmark customers, the long-term goal is to establish partnerships with government authorities to deploy CA3 as an industry standard service provider and make the MARE rating a mandatory requirement for aquaculture operations. Lastly, in phase 4, we have our pricing model. Our pricing model varies according to the service provided. Nevertheless, we offer some basic data services free of charge. Main revenue streams are generated from offered services to customers. The MARE platform offers a free usage model with 2 paid subscriptions as well, the Essential costing 300 and the Professional costing 500 per month respectively, offering different service levels. These values come after we analyze other IoT subscription models that we consider that could be similar in different industries. Environmental audits will also be provided for 5,000 per instance, and sustainability proof and benchmark ratings will also be provided at 3,000 per rating. Additionally, consulting services projects will be priced depending on each project's scope. It is also important to denote that our revenue in the beginning is generated from startup funding, informal financing funds, public or NGO sponsoring.
To consolidate our previous findings, we refined them in the business model canvas for our company. For about the customer segments, in the beginning, we will target aquaculture operators in Nordland with a focus on the salmon segment and subsequently expanding our customer base across all aquaculture operators, predominantly in the EU, but also outside, and then gradually expanding markets only after securing a major stake in the previous market. In the beginning, we will focus on very close relationships with our initial target customers, including them in the co-development of the first use cases to make sure that the use cases actually fulfill the market needs. Later on, we will leverage these successful use cases to quickly acquire new customers across new markets and initiate a freemium usage and then convert them into paying customers. We provide our services mainly through 2 channels. Especially in the beginning, we will focus heavily on direct sales to approach our identified customers to quickly gain market share, and later on, once we get more reputation, our online platform will serve as a main distribution channel for our services. Our value proposition can be split into 2 parts: our innovative EO platform and our environmental consulting capabilities. To get these running, we need to perform our key activities by making sure that our MARE platform is always up to date, identifies properly the improvement potential for customers, and always provides real-time top-notch reports. For the consulting projects, obviously, we always have to identify new use cases depending on if we find a new opportunity in a project, and therefore we can attract new customers. For our key resources, they are mainly our human capital. So they are the environmental consultants that serve with their skills on the customer plans for the best possible services, and our IT developers in the background that make sure that our MARE platform is always up to date, always has the highest customer experience, and make sure that everything is running smoothly. To implement this, we need to focus on certain key partners. First, we have the EO data providers, for example, Deimos and Copernicus, to provide us with top-notch EO data. We will also focus to partner with government authorities, such as the FAO, to make sure that we can leverage a marketing effect through these agencies. We make sure to acquire strategic hardware suppliers, such as Android for our IoT sensors. We will also focus on certain landmark customers in the beginning to gain quick market penetration, such as Alex and Seafood and Holmøy. To acquire the required talent, we will partner up with universities, first, of course, with Nova, as we have a very strong connection network here, and also locally with the UIT. Revenue streams are mostly coming from our MARE platform, for example, through the monitoring services based on a monthly payment, or the environmental audit and ratings, and as well our consulting services that are priced on a project base. Talking about cost structure, most of this will again flow into our human capital, such as the environmental consultants, the platform developers, and also the maintenance and platform running costs. Additionally, we calculate with certain initial funding costs to get the whole company started. As a new startup, our key issue that we are currently facing is not money, but human capital. So we really need to get the required talent on board as soon as possible to get our services developed and rolled out. For example, we currently are well versed in marketing and sales and also general management and finance skills by our founding team, but we are severely lacking development power. So we are currently looking for several IT specialists to develop our EO services, to integrate the IoT services with the sensors, and also to develop the Mare platform, which is kind of the overall background of our company itself. And this is extremely crucial and extremely timely as well. So this will be the main focus of CA3 in the first months to get front and back end developers and EO data analysts. Talking about initial startup costs, we calculate with 200,000 euros budget, and this is split into 3 parts. The first one, developing the relevant EO services and getting supplier contracts for the EO data ready for 80,000 euros. The second part is the development of the Mare web platform by using external and internal developers on the AWS server platform for 40,000 euros. And the third, and probably also most important part, are the key hirings to get the most relevant talent on board in form of EO data analysts and environmental consultants to start out with our services. In terms of sources, we don't think it is wise to already add external investors to the table at this stage, as this is way too early. So these 200,000 are split into founders' own cash, family and friends, and also governmental R&D loans and grants to make sure that the first inflow of money is not equity related and that we don't face heavy dilution in the beginning. Our plan of attack is mainly focused in the beginning on acquiring our specialized key talent and starting with network and promotion activities to make our name known and also to approach first customers and key partners to get this development rolled out. Also, we will initiate first financing applications for R&D grants and funds, and followed by that, we will develop our Mare platform and first EO and IoT services for our customers, which are then rolled out to certain and very pinpointed target customers in Norway in the salmon aquaculture business to create a first traction in the market, to get first use cases out and get a first name in the market. After that, we will properly launch our Mare platform as CA3 approach more and a wider customer range, and then subsequently expand our customer base, our markets, and our service portfolio. As CA3 is currently not ready to launch yet, our future KPIs are more of qualitative nature. For the financing, our external investor acquirement has been delayed until we have developed a first prototype and an accurate calculation of required funds is scheduled before the official launch. For the customer base, we already have achieved to find the best and most attractive market location to roll out our services, and 2 more future goals would be the targeted client acquisition and ensuring customer satisfaction and client retention. One of the most key goals for the near future is finding and hiring specialized staff before the launch. And in terms of the current team, we already have achieved a strong and positive team relationship, a high team satisfaction, and a full application and understanding of the VCW framework over the last few weeks. In terms of stakeholders, we have achieved to involve internal and external stakeholders so far. And before the launch, we want to make sure to partner with universities and research centers, and also to create partnerships with renowned environmental sustainability agencies. Talking about future steps, we will need the following requirements. First, we need to build up a proper team and gather the required expertise to launch our services. Then we will find and acquire mentors and partners with universities and other key players in our supply chain. And third, we will create first prototypes of the Mare platform and develop EO and IoT services to then subsequently roll out our company in Norway in Nordland. Over the process of coming up with our company CA3 and all our value proposition portfolio, we learned valuable lessons. In terms of project management, we clearly learned to track complex projects and tasks that had to be internally divided and kept track of. In terms of teamwork, we all managed to grow together as a team, to work together efficiently, and to split up the work properly. In terms of sharing expertise, we greatly managed to benefit from various different cultural and educational backgrounds of all our 5 funding members. And also, all of this was conducted with a high level of agility in terms of the VCW framework and also of the teamwork, which we greatly leveraged to lead this project to a success. So you are interested in making a change with us? Then please feel free to talk to us anytime.